And we're live, I believe. Sounds like the microphone's working. Let me just make sure we got the YouTube settings correct. And we'll wait for everybody to come in who likes to stop by because it usually takes about a minute, minute and a half to see chats. While that's going on, I am going to manage the settings of the. Whoa, 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 whoa. What is this? What the hell was that? I've never seen that prompt come up before. Anyway, oh, we've already got chatters. It didn't take that long. Maybe the new equipment is better. Hello, everybody. Good to see you. I'm just going to tinker with these settings and I'll be right with you guys. So bear with me for a second. Customization looks good. Yeah. Then we're going to do that. Yes. Bingo. That should be good. We should be good now. All right. Hello, everybody. Hi. How's everybody doing? It's good to see everybody. Somebody said reads. I already see reads, and good. The chat over here is working. That's good. We got the banner here for the gamers here. You might want to check this out. This Sunday, I'll be playing Halo Reach. It'll be 5 p.m. here, but it'll be 10 p.m. there. I think you guys are 22. I should have put this with a question mark because I'm not 100% confident that that's the thing, but it's 10 o'clock at night in the UK is 22 GMT, right? I think so. I think so. Hi. Lots of highs. Hello, everybody. It's good to see everybody. Hi from Dublin. Hi from Leeds. It's Reeds, Danny. Hi, King Boom. All the best from Dundee, Scotland. I'm telling you, man, dude, the subscriber base is really getting rounded out now. It was very Reevesy says he's from Reeds too. Halo, ooh, K-Man says Halo Reach is greater than Halo 3. Now, my personal opinion, I agree with you, but I think we're in the minority on that. Although nothing against Halo 3. I really love Halo 3 as well. But I think the multiplayer for Halo Reach was better. And I love the campaign for both, honestly. Newcastle. Newcastle. Does that mean you talk like Showboat? Does that mean you talk like Sean Bean? Is that what his accent is? Is it Newcastle or Yorkshire? No, he's Yorkshire. I'm sorry. That's what it is. From Taunton, Somerset here. The K-Man Live says I think Forge was better in Reach as well. As well, you might be right. I was too stupid to mess around with Forge. I didn't know what I was. I still don't know what I'm doing. Otherwise, I'd try to like create maps for this little event. But no, we're just gonna go with invasion maps here. Sean Bean is Sheffield. Sheffield, Yorkshire. Right. Okay. Halo Reads completed it, mate, says Jabra. About 70. Ooh, 74. We're creeping up to 100 here. I'm just testing some new equipment. I could probably lift this up. You guys could probably see it. I've got a somewhat professional microphone now. It even makes a color change when you talk. It looks like a robot. But tighter. And you stay right there, you muppet. There we go. All right. Also got a new instead of 3 screens now, I got one massive screen, which is it's already so much better. But just testing out that. How do I sound? Do I sound clearer than I did before? Does my voice sound even more elegant than it already is? Let me know in the chat. Yorkshire. We're from Yorkshire. It's getting out of hand. Um, a bit like Sarah Mulligan or Ross Noble. John B. Yes, definitely. I want to watch that show, Sharp. That's the one where he says, "Bastard, you bastard." Bring the mic closer. I don't want it like directly in my face. That feels a little intrusive. Plus, it gets in the way of like seeing the screen. I mean, I could probably. Well, hold on. Maybe if I put it like right there. I mean, I could do that. Yeah. So now it looks like I have a little chode, a little black chode coming up and trying to punch me in the face. Hi from Scotland, Leonidas. Hello. Sharp is definitely a good watch. Yeah, I'm planning on doing that at some point on Patreon for sure. Right now, I'm watching Luther, which is fucking crazy. That show's nuts. That is one of the most. That is one of the hardest shows to predict I've ever come across in my life. Hi from Northern Ireland. Hello, Louise. How you doing? Sounds a lot better, says Morgan. Well, anything for you, my love. Hi from England. Oh my God, it's King Boomer, says Jumbo. Oh, Jimbo, check out, because I know you used to watch the Twitch streams. Check this out. I might be interested in this. Love from Oldham, Lancashire. Now, the American in me wants to say Oldham, but I know that it's Oldham, right? Let me know about that, Danny. Love your channel from Bournemouth. Probably butchered that one. Sorry. Love to Queen Boomer too. Thank you, Pete Chambers. I appreciate that. She's doing well. Boomer, have you watched The Last Kingdom? Same author as the Sharp novels. No, I didn't. I actually had no idea that they were based on a book. I had no idea. King Boomer, you were my Josh Causer. King Boomer, you were my most watched channel in 2025. I've been seeing a lot. What's going on with that? Is there? I mean, first of all, thank you so much, Josh. I've been getting several messages about that where they like, and I've been tagged on Instagram where like a bunch of people tagged me where they show like a list of like their top 5 channels that they watched, and like everybody that's tagged me, I'm in their top 5. Obviously, since it only picks up a top 5, or maybe it does a top 10. I don't know, but it seems something's going around where like it's like show your top watch channels this year or something. Is that what a YouTube recap? Okay, because I didn't get the memo on that one, but I've noticed the past couple days I'm getting tagged a lot on this stuff. So I appreciate it though. You guys are all. That's why you guys are the best community on YouTube for sure. Morgan says you were in mine as well. That's awesome. I am the most watched channel for some people. That is very wild. It's still very wild to me. Oldham is pronounced Oldham. Bournemouth is pronounced Bournemouth. Bournemouth. Okay. It probably I should have known because it has the U in there, like the Bourne identity. Bournemouth. Do you have plans to react to Hotel Hell with Gordon Ramsay? No, I do not. Although that's reminding me that I haven't done a Gordon Ramsay reaction in quite some time. I think I'm due for that soon. White Fango, the leaf. I finally caught alive. Hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well, man. I like your fish tank. Thank you. I need to do a water change in that like immediately though. It's been overdue, and that eel probably doesn't appreciate it.
There's a 90-second clip I am dying for you to review will unlock all of Hardy Bucks to you. How can I get you to watch it? Buzz on women.
Hold on. There's a 90-second clip I am dying for you to review. Will unlock all of Hardy Bucks to you. How can I get you to watch it? What's Hardy Bucks? I don't know, but thank you for the super chat. Uh 90-second clip, unlock all of Hardy Bucks. I think I've heard of Hardy Bucks, but anyway, there's a lot of stuff I got to get around to watching, you know. I kind of just play it by like whatever interests me at the time kind of thing. Thank you for the super chat, Sullivan. I'm your Huckleberry. R.A.P. Val Kilmer, that's for sure. You watching Benidorm was so wow, I haven't got a Benidorm comment in a while. That's the show that I stopped because it started off great and then it just took a nosedive for me. Just my opinion though. You should definitely check out Mrs. Brown's Boys, an Irish comedy series. Let me tell you something about Mrs. Brown's Boys, okay? I already had a hard enough time with viewers complaining that if I ever watched Gavin and Stacey, that they would revolt. Now, not a whole lot of them did, but some of them did. Now, Mrs. Brown's Boys, I've been told from my subscribers that if I ever react to that, it's going to be about 50 times more revolting than Gavin and Stacey. So I don't know if that's a good idea. I did enjoy Gavin and Stacey though. Like it's not the funniest show, but it was I just love the culture clash between the people from Essex and Wales. That was the charm of the show for me. Uh Boomer's reaction to the fart turds in the caravan. Why is it women hate that? I mean, listen, I love a good fart. I do. But turds is a whole nother like I don't want to actually see the dookie. I want to hearing the dookie is funny. Seeing it and smelling it is a whole nother story. I don't know. Like I draw the line at the actual shit, you know? But the sound is funny. Hey, did you ever finish Friday Night Dinner? Yes, we did. It's the missing reactions on YouTube are because they got blocked. We finished them on Patreon. Uh so there you go. I still get questions like, "Did you finish Plebs or Friday Night Dinner?" Yeah, we did. It's just like eventually they started blocking the episode, so um, we couldn't upload the later seasons. Oh, I'm not even gonna read that one. Steg. That's fucked up. I don't know if it's true, but it's fucked up. If you ask an American where the big women are, it's San Antonio. He said they got some big old women down in San Antonio. Um, how tall are you, Boomer? I was 5'11", but I've stunk. I believe you meant shrunk. I've shrunk. I'm 5'10" and a half now. I am about 6'2", although maybe I should measure maybe I've shrunk a half an inch. I don't know. I'm 6'2". Love all your content, but watching you react to your Billy Connolly videos was especially funny. Well, I don't know which ones because there's only I think I only managed to get like 2 or 3 up. The rest of it, I've done about 10 of them, but like 7 of them were blocked. So I just took it as like, hey, he doesn't want people to react to his stuff. So I was like, all right, I'll not react to that anymore. But he's funny. Have you ever watched The Royal Family? I watched the first season. It didn't take with me. Um, It was voted that the number like sometimes I put up a poll on Patreon and it was voted the number one show for me to react to, so I reacted to it and it fell flat for me. Here's the thing though. I can see why it's a good show and it's actually a very artistically well done show. Like it's but it's more of like a family drama series than a comedy for me. And for me, with the British comedy stuff, I'm there to watch a comedy. Like I was there for the laughs, and I was just not laughing at anything on that show. So I stopped after I did one full season of it just to you know, because I didn't want to just back out of a show that was voted the top show after a couple episodes. So I did the whole first season, but it just didn't take it. I wanted to laugh. That was you know, a lovely family drama in, you know, one room in the house. And I was just like, it's not for me. Why are we live? Because fuck it. That's why. Ever gonna do a peep show rewatch? I might. I might. I want the number one rewatch though for me is to get Queen Boomer to watch Only Fools and Horses because that is one of the best shows I have ever seen. It's like if I was recommending something to one of my American friends, the first thing that would come out of my mouth is Only Fools and Horses for sure. It's just incredible and it's timeless. Like even after all this time, it's you could pop in an episode from like the 1980s and it's still everything in it you understand. Everything. Love the Goldbridge reaction. Dude, yeah, a lot of people seem to really like the Mark Goldbridge reaction and they seem to love Mark Goldbridge himself. And I really, dude, within like a couple minutes, I was like, dude, I love this guy. He reminds me of me when I'm watching sports. You need to do still game again and give it a chance. I gave it. I have a 3 episode rule. If I watch 3 episodes and it's not it's not really piquing my interest, then I stop, and that's what happened with that. Sorry, Scotland. I know it's Scotland's. It's like Scotland's like number one comedy, and they're very proud of it. But it just didn't hit with me, man. Although I've watched like I've watched clips of like Burniston and Chewing the Fat, and those shows seem like they're fucking hilarious to me. So I don't want to because I every it seems like every time I mention the few times I've mentioned that I didn't really like Still Game all that much. Some people in Scotland take offense to it, which I understand, but it's just not my thing. I don't want to force myself to like laugh at something or pretend that something's funny because that would be very disingenuous and it would just I'd feel like shit. I don't want to fucking do that, you know? Do you have a favorite character from Friday Night Dinner? It's definitely the dad. Definitely the dad. Paul Ritter. He was amazing in that. King Boomer, will you sign my microwave? What the fuck? Why would I sign your microwave? Will you ever do American shows? Probably not. Probably not. I need to see your peep show reactions. I mean, like half of them are on YouTube, but the other half, I mean, all of them are on Patreon. What else is going on? Well, I don't think Still Game is crap. I'm just saying it's just it's everything's all that stuff is subjective. It just wasn't like I'll tell you right now that the shows that I've tried to watch that I did not take to Still Game, Young Ones. I guess we can include Benidorm after the first 2 seasons because I thought the first 2 seasons were great. It's just it took a massive nosedive for me, and then the Royal Family. Those are the ones that I've tried to watch, and it just didn't take.
Please review the Late Late Toy Show starting in 90 minutes. Biggest ratings in Ireland of the year. Kids play with toys coming up to Christmas. That's it.
The Late Toy Show starting in 90 minutes. I don't have an Irish broadcast. Sorry, Sullivan. But thank you for the super chat, though. Kids play with toys coming up to Christmas. I mean, I've got watching my daughter play with new toys and stuff. Because Christmas time is coming. Dude, my daughter is still like obsessing over Halloween, even though Halloween's been over for a month. I don't know. Bottom is fun. What's hi? New to the channel, but have you done Misfits? And if not, I have not done Misfits yet. Would you ever watch Toast of London episodes? Maybe. Maybe I'm looking at a file folder that has them all in here already. But I don't know when I'm going to start. Because I have like a dozen shows that I have on file already. Back to, so. I love your stuff. Been watching with my girlfriend for years. Would you react to UK based show called My Family? We'll see. We'll see. But thank you for the kind words, Maddie. Hi, you know what? Hi from New Zealand. Hi, you two. How's it going? Dude, I feel like the English speaking world or nations. I always feel like New Zealand gets left out. How many people live in New Zealand? Let's look that up. Because every time I think of New Zealand, I just think of like tons of beautiful landscapes. New Zealand.
Will you react to Blackadder Goes Forth?
Oh, I've completed that, mate. I can't get those episodes up on YouTube, though. That's all Patreon. But thank you for the super chat, Lord Flashheart. Why does my robot guy keep saying dot before he says something? Really weird. He didn't used to do that. New Zealand, here we go. Population 5 million, just over 5 million. 5,300,000. There's more people in Florida. I didn't realize it was that far off the coast of Australia too. That's like a good distance. Let's ask the AI guy that. How far is New Zealand from Australia? It's already prompted it for me. Roughly 9. It's 1,000 miles. That's a lot. 1,000 miles is a lot. Across the Tasman Sea.
Hey KB, have you got your big plate?
Have you got job? Thank you for the super chat, Jabra. My big plate. What's that? I don't know what you're talking about, Jabra. I'm genuinely confused. I don't know if that's code or something. Have you watched The Vicar of Dibley? No. However, I do know that in the future, I think sometime in January, I have scheduled a reaction to a compilation of short. It's one of those short compilations of clips from Vicar of Dibley with the guy that plays Trigger in Only Fools and Horses. I forget what his character's name is, but it was funny. I enjoyed doing that one. So that'll drop sometime in January. So it's kind of like getting a taste of at least one character from that show. Yeah, but how many Floridians can do the haka? Well, maybe there's some Maori living in Florida. Who knows? I actually, I took down one of these. I did a reaction video like 4 years ago to the haka, but I guess in the video I called it the haka dance, and so many New Zealanders were getting so fucking upset with me for calling it a haka dance and saying some really nasty shit to me. So I was like, all right, well, I'll just take it down, make you happy, you know. But I didn't mean anything. But I didn't, I thought it was a dance. It was, it's kind of a dance slash war ritual, you know? I was just curious. And that's something. Sometimes you do a reaction and like just out of curiosity, and you're just giving your like, asking questions, and some people are like, "How dare you? How fucking dare you?" That happened with what was I did a reaction to cricket, and I had um some people saying some very unsavory things towards me when I was just asking questions about cricket. And it's like, holy shit, man. Can you like help somebody out instead of just immediately insulting them? I don't know. But I now know that it's the haka. It's not the haka dance. Hi there, watching from Norway here. I recommend you react to a comedy video called Size Matters by a group called, oh my god, I can't say that word. Sorry, Monica. What is it? Collectivet? Collectivet? You and Queen Boomer would have a huge laugh. Okay. Size Matt. I bet I know where that's going. So I love your Cornetto trilogy reactions. Dude, those movies are so fucking fun. Those movies are so fun. I'm gonna go somewhere big city like Reeds. Yeah. You go into any World Cup game. I was talking about this with somebody in one of those. I think I was doing a gaming stream like last month or something, but I mentioned that if the prices are reasonable and one of your countries is playing in my, because they're playing all over US, Canada, Mexico. There's a branch in this is Carrington. Thank you. There's a branch of games being played in Miami. So I'm gonna see like, oh, let's wait a second.
Hey Boomerizzle MC Nizzle. Greetings from Ireland. Yeah, you would absolutely love Bottom. It's right up your alley, smiley face emoji.
Thank you, Liam Smith. Appreciate the super chat, man. I've watched Bottom. I've watched Bottom. I completed it, mate. I completed Bottom reactions. They're all on Patreon though. I was not able to get them up on YouTube. Pretty much there's like 9 out of 10 shows that I've reacted to are on Patreon because I have issues uploading them to YouTube, and instead of like constantly fighting to get a specific reaction up on YouTube, which is a pain in the ass, take days and days and days just to do one, I just move on to something else and put it up on Patreon. But thank you. Bottom was, I'll tell you what, Bottom was okay to me. Like initially, I thought it was super funny, but to me, it got like after a while, it got repetitive because they're beating the shit out of each other all the time, and once you've seen that 5 or 6 times, it gets a little old for me anyway. But it's the performances are so legendary. Like I would watch them performing, and they would just make me exhausted. You know. So yeah. Oh, another question about Bottom. Yes, I've watched Bottom. The prices will not be reasonable. FIFA are involved. That's what worries me, man. So like, and I understand, dude. Going to sporting events is so expensive now. But so that's what I was talking about. Um, so like, if they play games, they have a branch of games in Miami, Florida, right? So if let's say like England or Scotland is playing in the games in Miami, I will definitely see what I can do to try to go to a game because that's the closest so far that I will come to interacting with some of you in real life. But the prices for those events are usually just astronomical, and I'm not a rich man, contrary to what some people may believe, but I am not a rich man. So, and I'd rather spend that money, you know, to provide for my family than go to a football match for $500. So it's just not. If it's that high, it's not worth it. Now, if they get into the 200 and below range, then I will seriously consider going to a match. But again, we'll see. But like you said, like FIFA's involved. Like I'm expecting like every ticket because people are coming from all around the world. So I'm expecting the tickets to be like 500 and up, and I just can't do
Hey dude.
that.
You guys ever do fan meetups? I'm an American-born/Irish grown guy who spent 5 years living Boston before moving to St. Pete 2 years ago. Embarrassed smiley face emoji.
Oh, really? No, I don't do fan meetups. Usually because I don't have any like followers uh from the States. I mean, I know there's some, and I know there's some Brits living in the States. But no, I don't do that. I don't even like I don't even have a PO box specifically because I don't want crazy people sending me crazy shit. That's why I don't have a PO box. But no, I don't do that. Sorry, but thank you for the super chat though. And St. Pete, uh, anyway, is pretty far from me. So, but I hope you're enjoying the lovely Florida weather. That's for sure. Boston, you went up to Boston where they you drank a couple lagers at Harvard. I'm sure you heard some of those accents up there. Can I use your garage for what? Greetings from. I don't know what that flag is. Who is that? Maros? What flag is that? White top, red bottom flag. What top is that? Oh, that's Poland. Greetings from Poland. Sorry about that. I didn't realize that was the Polish flag. Sorry about that. Poland. Hearing some good things about Poland, man. Poland seems to be like a nation on the rise. Would you agree that Matt Berry has the best comic voice? He's got one of the best. He's got one of the best. Park the car in Harvard Yard. I think she said Harvard, like Harvard, Harvard. That's a great. The Boston accent is great and severely annoying. One of my best friends is from Boston and he talks like that, and it's he could say normal things and I start laughing, and he's like, "What the fuck is so funny?" Poland, yeah, I've seen some videos of Poland and it looks fucking gorgeous. I mean, a lot of the nations in Europe do, man. Hi from is that Australia or is that New Zealand? I hold on. I feel like I got them mixed up one time and I've been ashamed of myself ever since. That looks like Australia. What about New Zealand? New Zealand. Oh, so it's similar. Very similar, actually, but it's got red stars. The New Zealand flag has red stars. Australia has white stars. Yeah, and there's 6 of them. So there's a big one right underneath the Union Jack, so I'm from Boston and I got a hard cack. Sorry. That was graphic, but that's the kind of shit they say up there. They also say, "Hey, go fuck yourself." Where else? Boston. Mike Bassett, England man. I watched that movie about 2 months ago. I thought it was great. I thought it was great. It was excellent. 4-4 fucking 2. How about that? I remember that above everything else. 4-4-2. What's the best American accent you've heard from a British actor? I mean, that's a tough one, honestly, because a lot of British actors do a fucking bang up job. If you, now, I'm gonna distinguish between best and most authentic because I know what the best is, and I don't even know if it's the most authentic one, but it's the scariest version of that accent I've ever heard, and that's Daniel Day Lewis as Bill the Butcher. That New York accent that he puts on, it's literally the first time. It's the only time I've ever heard the New York accent, and I've been fucking scared or intimidated. That's how good that accent is. Now, but it's Daniel Day Lewis, so it sounds authentic to me, but he puts his own little twist on it to make it intimidating, because he's playing this horrific gangster character. So, but the most authentic American accent, um, I mean, you could pick any of them really, because there's a lot of them that are Idris Elba in The Wires is. I mean, some people say his accent is dodgy, and that I thought it was fucking fantastic. So, um, that's a good. See, that's the better question here because that's a you could go into a deep dive with this. It'd be hard to find one. Jack says, "What's the best British accent you've heard from an American actor?" Do not say Dick Van Dyke. Absolutely not. I would not say that. So the best British accent I've heard from an American actor. I don't know. Maybe we should start doing. We should ask the chat about that one. That is tough. I've heard Gillian Anderson do multiple British accents, and she seems to be very, very good. Doesn't really have like a big, like recognizable one, like standout role in doing those, though. Unfortunately, but somebody said Chalamet and the King. I don't know. Like that's. I feel like it sounds all right to me, but you guys would be the better ear for that, right? Who's the sleeping dog in the back? Oh, that's Jane. 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 Hello. Hi. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. All right, you can go back to sleep. Sorry. Um, I feel like Johnny Depp has done a good one before. A lot of people, yeah, Brad Pitt and Snatch. That's like what's the traveler accent or whatever that is. But a lot of people said that when I did that reaction all those years ago, a lot of people said that it was very, very good. I was thinking that Charlie too. Robert Downey as Sherlock Holmes, maybe. Somebody said Gillian Anderson is actually British. I've heard that she's like she lives in like both countries. Let's see. Gillian Anderson. And she also did well, she was born in Chicago. Chicago. But I know that she's like, I think she's like dual citizen, right? Tom Holland Spider-Man. Well, that's the other way. Tom Holland, yeah, Tom Holland, like, yeah, as Spider-Man. You would never know that he's British if you never saw him in anything else. Hey, it's Craig. Nora is the OG. Yes, she is. For your information, your audio is very quiet. Is it? Is it? Well, we can always fix that. How about now? Ah! Now it's probably high, right? So, let me look at others here. Renee Zellweger is Bridget Jones. I never watched those, so I don't know. People saying Johnny Depp are mad. I'm British, and it took me years to figure out he isn't. Really? Okay. Well, that's the sign of it. He did a very good job. Brando did a good one. I've never seen that. Whatever he did it in. Didactic. That's a good word. Didactic. He switches accents. She's didactic. Zellweger's accent slips all over the place. There's a difference. So, well, I mean, here's what I'm basing on, because I am a fan of the series The Crown. I don't know if that's a blasphemous thing to say. I mentioned that once, and some people were like, "The Crown sucks, dude." But I know it's not historically, completely accurate. But I loved watching that show, and then looking up the events in the show afterward to see if there was any truth to it whatsoever. And sometimes there was a lot of truth, sometimes there was hardly any. So it depended on the episode. But I do. Gillian Anderson played Margaret Thatcher. So if you guys have seen that, let me know if that was pretty good. Also, John Lithgow played Churchill. He's an American too, I believe, right? John Lithgow, yeah, he's an American actor for sure. He played Churchill. So let me know if you've seen those performances. Let me know how those were, because I felt like Gillian Anderson's was as Margaret Thatcher was really good. Um, John Lithgow's though, like I was like, it sounds good, but I don't know. That's what I was thinking, Mouse Potato. He's actually, I'm thinking the same thing when I saw his ass in that show. I was like, he's way too tall to play Churchill. He's fucking like 6'6". Yeah. But let me know how his accent. I mean, it was a good performance, don't get me wrong. Damian Lewis and Band of Brothers. That's the other way though. Yeah, Damian Lewis. That Damian Lewis has the best portrayal of King Henry VIII that I've ever seen in Wolf Hall. Somebody said the crown with your reputation. What were they thinking of? You know. Sorry. I'd really have to like practice. When I did that intro, by the way, I practiced that like 6 or 7 times before I hit the record button. Do not support the RNLI. Oof, somebody's mad at them. One that isn't. Don Cheadle in Ocean's 11. Yes, that shit is terrible. Dude, that like fades in and out of like 3 different. I mean, I feel like when I hear it now, like I watched a video on this a couple weeks ago, and it sounds like he actually kind of has some of the accents down, but the problem is he's doing 3 different ones at once. All UK based, but they're 3 different ones, and he kind of blend, like a sentence will be like Essex, the next one will be Cockney, and then the next one will be fucking, you know, like your generic fucking English accent. It's really weird. Really weird. He tried though. I like Don Cheadle, so but somebody should have sat his ass down and be like, look, mate, you gotta stick to one. You can't do 3 at once. Have you watched Kunk on Britain? No, no. I mean, I've reacted to some clips. Yes. Have you watched Save Lives at Sea about the RNLI and the rescues? No, I haven't. But I just saw somebody who is angry at the RNLI, so I don't know what's going on there. Kevin Costner as Robin Hood is hilariously American, dude. Hey Craig, how was that? That was the movie you suggested too, Craig. So that was funny. That dude, the hilarious part of that to me was when we made Captain Quintana watch that, and it cemented his hatred for Kevin Costner, which is hilarious. What else? Is there any other times that an American actor has done a good British accent? It doesn't have to be just like your English accent too, like Scottish, uh, Irish. I'm sure there's been some attempts at some Irish accents too. An English accent will thwart the greatest of actors, Denzel. There is a movie where Denzel does put on an English accent. That is true. I've watched that once when I was like a teenager, but um, yeah, I imagine I can't remember what it was like, but I imagine it's bad. I don't know the Pacino one you're referring to though, but I'm sure that was bad as well. Pacino can only talk in one voice. All right. He used to talk normal, but somewhere in the 1980s he I guess he had one too many cigarettes and it went from like a normal speaking voice to how's everybody doing? She's got a great ass. You know who does a good Al Pacino impression? Rob Brydon. I'm watching The Trip on Patreon right now, and his impressions are killing me. Hugh Laurie does a brilliant American accent. Yes, he does. But I'm looking for American actors that are doing British accents that are doing a good job. Try a Scottish accent. Oh hell no, no. I would. Oh my god, your people would come after me in a fucking nanosecond if I tried a Scottish accent. That's one that I very much cannot do. I can make attempts at the English ones, but the Irish, Scottish, and Welsh accents, like, forget it. I can't come. And trust me, I've tried off camera. I've tried. It turns in. I sound like some kind of like cartoon monster when I try. I try to say because I'm watching Brassic now too, and I've been trying to do some northern English accents lately. They're not very good, but I've been making attempts. Fuck your heart, you knobhead. That was my favorite line. Carl Slater. Carl Slater. He bums his nan's dog. Mel Gibson in Braveheart, an Australian with American accent playing a Scotsman. What the fuck? Yeah. I'll tell you what, though, the Scots seem to really love that movie. I mean, why wouldn't they? I mean, they probably forgive the bad accent because it's a movie about them beating the living shite out of the English. So, um, I mean, I've always loved that movie. Mike and Jess. Oh, Regeneration Nation. Yeah, yeah, they're good people. I like them. I like them very much. They're located up near Jacksonville, I believe. So they're like 3 hours north of me, thereabouts. Mel Gibson, the alcoholic racist, played by a Scott Well in Braveheart. Mel Gibson, yeah. Well, he's had it rough for a few years, but we know who he blames. We'll just leave it at that. Yakin Diet Nabor. Is that another language, Thomas? What are you saying? What is that? Here to sells Avon. We love our English brethren. I mean, you should. You should. I actually watched a clip. I was laughing my ass off. It's weird. This popped in my head. So I was watching a clip of Craig Ferguson when he was hosting I think it was the Late Late Show or something here in the States. So anyway, he was hosting that show and he had on this beautiful woman who was an English actress. I can't remember her name though. But the first thing he says, he goes, "You're English." And she goes, "Yes, don't hold it against me." And he says, "I might." And she was like, "Why?" And he was like, "No, I love the English girls. I love to do to them what they've always done to my country." It was really funny. If you haven't seen that, look that up. Just type in Craig Ferguson English, and it'll probably be one of the first videos that pops up. Any alligators near my house? No. Not that. No, well, yes, but not like in the immediate vicinity. At least I don't think. Where somebody says I'm English, really, I'm sure of it. No, I'm not. I can't. I can't keep up that accent for more than a second. And even when I do, I mean, me, the 13th Duke of Wyndham, yeah. That's the only because that's a highly exaggerated, like posh, like ridiculous accent. That was my joke from The Rock. Review Connery and Gibson, two alcoholic racists. See, that's like if I was just doing a generic English accent, that's what I would try. It doesn't even sound natural. I mean, dude, Sean Connery, what a fucking man that guy was. Ugh, this conversation's ridiculous. Every once in a while, you need to give him a little slap. It's because Connery's like, yeah, he's Scottish, but like it sounds like it's not even a Scottish accent. It's a Sean Connery accent. Sean Connery sounds unique among the Scots, at least to me. Am I wrong about that? Is that fair to say or not? Please let me know. Hi, I'm Ed Winchester. Somebody said, wait, what was that? Sounds like he's trying to do Asterian. I don't know what that is. Look it up. Asterian's accent is a posh, theatrical, and hyperbolic English accent. Yeah. Me? The 13th Duke of Wyndham? Yeah. I do not live in the Everglades, Chunky. That is false. The Everglades are way at the bottom of the state. I'm not quite that far south, but I'm almost there. What if she slaps back? Then it turns into something entirely different. Yes, then it turns into a good time. Sounded like Henry Enfield as Stavros. I gotta watch another one of those. I forgot about that character. If you're not from the Everglades, where did that alligator come from? Well, the alligators are all over the state, even in the northern parts of the state. You're lucky being in Florida. We have a ton of snow up here in northern Indiana. Really? Northern Indiana. I've never been to Indiana. I've been to Illinois, but I've never been to Indiana. Wait a minute. Do. See here. Me, the 13th Duke of Wimbledon. Yeah. Do you play other games, bro? Asterion is from BG3. Would definitely watch you play that. Asterion is a game? What? Excuse me. Asterion game. Baldur's Gate 3. No, wait. Yeah, Baldur's Gate 3. I never played any of those games. Oh, what? You live near Mar-a-Lago? No. I mean, it's a lot closer than Miami, that's for sure. Snow's like nice to see. That sums it up for me too. Mouse potato. Mouse potato, we seem to agree on a lot. Sorry, I didn't mean to do the English fucking sorry. Forgot that that's like, fuck you in English. Mouse potato. Snow's nice to look at, but hate being in it. I couldn't have said it better myself. I enjoy looking at it for about 5 minutes. And then I'm like, all right, on to the next thing. But if I'm in it, it sucks. That's why I moved down here in the first place. Because I'm not originally from here. I'm originally from Maryland. Boomer, give us a wave, Boomer.
Hi, how's everybody doing?
Far Cry 5 was so good. Dude, I liked Far Cry 4 so much better. I don't know what Far Cry 5 was fun for sure, but Far Cry 4, I let's put it this way, I wouldn't go back and play Far Cry 5. I would go back and play Far Cry 4. There's just something about it. It's I don't know, man. I guess it's because like it's in another country, another part of the world, essentially. So it feels like it could be more real. I don't know, because that Far Cry 5, it just seems like totally ridiculous that like these people would have like thousands of people in a army in the middle of fucking um, Montana or wherever that game takes place. I liked 4 a lot better. The boss in Far Cry 4 is awesome. Let me just make sure I'm thinking of the same games, right? Yeah, Far Cry 4 is the crazy eccentric dictator guy in the middle of they're supposed to be in like Nepal, right? Or something like that. And it's essentially like, he's like this fascist dictator, and then you're helping people to rise against him, and then you quickly realize that you're just taking over a fascist country with a communist person, and whoever takes over, like the people are gonna be fucked no matter what. You know, I love that dynamic of it. Maryland Cookies is a brand there, really? Didn't know that. Yeah, Pagan Min. That was his name. And then you find out at the greatest part is the end. For spoilers for you, anybody who hasn't played the game. But I love the ending. Like you find out that he was just gonna give you the whole country anyway. Instead, you fought the whole thing. And there's like, and I found out afterwards that there's a thing in the beginning, like where he goes away in another room and then is like, I'll be right back. If you wait like 10 minutes or something and just don't move, he comes back and is like, all right, so you're my boy. And he takes you under his wing. Oh, the gameplay. Well, here's it. Far Cry 5, I can see people saying the gameplay is more fun because you have a lot more toys to play with. You have like a an animal as your sidekick. You can fly around in fucking planes and drop bombs on like whole towns. It's just crazy. It's like it's kind of like they got as close to like a Grand Theft Auto game as you could, except instead of a city, it's like in the wilderness in like Montana or North Dakota or something. So yeah, from that aspect, I can definitely see that. During the World Cup, are you joining the Scottish Tartan Army for the drunken party in Miami, New York, and Boston? Well, I don't know if they're having a party, but I'll tell you what, if Scotland here's if Scotland is playing in Miami, I want to go to the game. The issue is going to be money, because I'm not paying more than like a couple $100 for a fucking ticket to a match. Like that's ridiculous. And because it's the World Cup, I imagine the prices are going to be absolutely insane. But I'm rooting for Scotland. I did say, dude, it blew up like wildfire on my feeds that Scotland had won that qualifying game to 4-2, and I was so happy for Scotland because I know that it's been a while since they've been in there. So I was thrilled about it. I was like, "Fuck yeah, Scotland, let's go!" Um, so I hope they play in Miami. I hope I get to see them. But again, I'm not paying a exorbitant amount of money for a ticket. Kind of like Just Cause. I never played Just Cause. At least I don't think. I don't think. Maybe I have. I don't know. My favorite animal sidekick was the mountain see, mouse, dude, mouse potato is my spirit animal because that was my favorite sidekick in that game too. See, we're the same. What if lots of people snuck in without tickets to a football game and didn't pay and it was overcrowded? What could go wrong? I mean, that's when the ICE agents would come into play, I would think. Have you played the Last of Us games? No, I watched the Last of Us show at least for a little while. Which the first season was, I heard the second season was an utter shitstorm, but the first season, like, yeah, it was kind of a good show. But I've never been into the zombie apocalypse thing. Like, my personal opinion, I think people like are way too obsessed with the zombie apocalypse shit genre. Like, it's just, I mean, just here's the thing: you can make, and maybe this. Okay, this is going to be a bit of a rant. I think you could do a show where it's like post-apocalyptic, like everybody's it's back to like tribal um, groups contesting with one another for resources and stuff. But just take the zombies out. Just have that. Take the zombies out and just have the post-apocalyptic, shitstorm that everybody's trying to deal with. You don't have to have the fucking zombies. It seems like every show that's post-apocalyptic, it always has zombies involved. Just take them out. I think it would fit, in my personal opinion, I think it'd be much more interesting just to see people basically thrown back into like a semi-stone age and dealing with that. Fallout. Yeah. It doesn't have we don't have to have the stupid zombies in it to make it cool. Like here's what's a very underrated movie to me? The Book of Eli. Has anybody ever seen the Book of Eli? First of all, you have two acting titans going head to head in Denzel Washington and Gary Oldman, two of my fucking favorites. Also, um, but and Ray Stevenson is in that as well. The late great Ray Stevenson, but it's very stylized. It's got great action. Got two titans acting it out, and this is a really fucked up place where shit is so bad that cannibalism is the thing, and not one fucking zombie. There's people who may look like zombies, but it's because they got radioactive skin a little bit too much, and they've been eating people for a living for a few years. But it's I think that movie's great. It's not the greatest movie, but it's a great movie in my opinion. Um, no, I'm not going to spoil it, Craig. Don't worry. But not a fucking zombie to be seen. You don't need them. You don't need them. But for some reason, like I don't know if it's like kids or teenagers, like they have to have these goddamn zombies in these things all the time. And for me, it's like, no, you don't. You really don't. I'm much more interested in the Walking Dead show. I'm much more interested in the different groups uh, facing off against one another and trying to destroy the other and uh, s- the resource competition and things like that. That's what interests me, not the fucking zombies. Um, shit, I didn't even know Ray Stevenson died. Yeah, last year I believe. Yeah, I was because he's always going to be my favorite Roman of all time. He's in the HBO series Rome as Titus Pullo, and it's just I love that guy, and he's always in a lot of things too. He's always seems to end up in a great drama series show with a lot of action in it. But that one is the best, Rome for sure. So chuffed Scotland made it. We are their least favorite neighbors, but I'll be cheering them on. Yo, man, I as soon as it happened, like it blew up in my recommended feeds. Like you gotta watch Scotland win 4-2 to qualify for the first time since like the 1980s. I think it was, which is a very long time. My favorite Roman of all time is Grumio. Salve Grumio. Hello, Stuart, my man from Rhodes. See, of all the people that follow me, I think you're the one that I would have to visit because that is, if I ever make it back to Greece, that's the one. That's the one part of the like when we were planning the trip, we had to cut out the Rhodes bit, and that was the last place that I wanted to go. But there's tons of places I want to go in Greece, but I'm very jelly. Life there must be fucking sweet. 1998 was the last time we were there. Okay, so it's 98. I thought it was the 80s. Wales, yeah, Wales and Northern Ireland are in the qualifying. What is it? There's like a tournament, play-in tournament, isn't there? I think. Why do you look like an amateur wrestler? What would your name be? My name would be Butt Punt. That's what my name would be. All right. Well, it's 70 minutes in, but it seems like everything's working correctly. Gamers, note the if you're a gamer, so I will be playing Halo Reach this Sunday. It'll be 5 p.m. for me. You guys, it'll be 10 p.m. or 22 GMT, I believe. I don't know if that's correct or not, but that's what I'm going with here. But yeah, if you have Halo Reach, if you have the Master Chief Collection on PC, or I think if you have Halo Reach on something else too, like Series X or something, you can join. Once that time hits, you'll see me go on live, and then I will be starting a server. It'll be called King Boom or something, and 16 people can play. Well, 15 because I'll be in there. So it'll be nice to see you guys in there if any gamers want to stop by and play some Halo Reach, because I did an impromptu style last time, and we at I think at highest we got was 11 people out of a out of nowhere stream in the middle of the night. So I can't wait to see if we can get a full server and get some games going. I'm going to be set it up to where we play Halo Reach Invasion. There's the Invasion version and then Invasion Slayer. So I'm going to set those up. It's 5 maps I got going. Basically the original 5 maps that they had on that. So in the meantime, it was nice to chat to you guys. Hope you all have a lovely day and stay safe. And I will see you next time. Peace and love. I'm out of here.